Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Sunday night. Time for another live stream. I know that some of you probably are facing a storm right now, and we're going to talk to that in just a second here. But I just wanted to say welcome. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening here. My name is Anita. If this is your first time, I want to give you a real special welcome. We've had lots of first timers lately, and I always love finding, let me know if it's your first time so I can give you a special welcome in the chat later. So I have been doing this for well over 10 years. I've lost almost 150 pounds. I started out just doing low carb and then transitioned to keto and doing pretty much carnivore now. And sometimes it looks a little different, but most days it's carnivore. In fact, this month I'm doing lion diet. We have a giveaway tonight, so I just want to alert you to that. We will be giving away one of my handbooks from Amazon, and it'll be winner's choice. You just have to put the word handbook in the comments. So someone tonight will get either the Egg Fast book or the Sardine Challenge book. It will be up to you to choose if you should be the one who wins. You can choose which one you like or which one you want. So we'll do that later at the end of the day. Handbook, it doesn't matter if it's, mixed case, uppercase, lowercase, it does not matter. Just enter once. It will detect if you've entered it twice and it'll ignore your second entry. So just enter it once and you'll be good to go. So we have Melissa and Bonnie in the chat. They are here to welcome you. Bonnie's got 20 inches of snow, something like that. She's cold. Melissa, I can't remember how many inches of snow she has, but she's in Alaska, so we kind of expect that. So it's not an unusual thing for her, but I hope that you guys are all staying warm and safe. And wherever you are, and I would love to know where you live. What is your weather situation? Because I understand that most of North America is under this cold spell, snow, blizzard, winds, that kind of thing. Canada, the eastern states. I know that a lot of people are shivering, today and dealing with that. Were you able to prep properly? Do you have enough sardines to get you through the week if needed? That's actually a perfect use of sardines in your pantry. They are really good, nutritious, easy to open foods in case you lose power or whatever. Let me know your situation. I'd love to hear from you guys. And what else do we have? So I wanted to also tell you that next week, I'll announce this again at the end, but next week, the fabulous Jenny Middich is going to be here with me again. We're going to do a Lion Diet wrap up because that will be February 1st that we talk. And then I will be on her channel on February 3rd. So her and I will be together twice next week to talk about how we made out in January, what's next for us, that kind of thing. So we got the giveaway, we got Jenny, and the weather, all that other kind of stuff. So let's see here. And we had so this is an Ask Me Anything. You guys just please feel free to ask me anything. I'm just going to look at the chat right now to see how you guys are making out, because I see a lot of cities being named here. Oh, and I wanted to go to this one here. Patty, Carnivore Hippie, I saw you post this early on in the chat there. Everything is iced over with about 2 inches of ice. My car doors are stuck and my tires are stuck to the ground. I was at my son's place this last weekend. I had to get away for a couple of days and do some things over on the mainland. We were out in his backyard and we were going to move some plants around. If you look out behind my shoulder here, we're cold here on the West Coast. I'm in like Victoria, BC area, but it doesn't look much different out there right now. Like it looks blue sky. It's cold, but blue sky. But he's more inland, and so things were below zero yesterday when we were out in the backyard playing with plants. And every plant he tried to move was actually stuck to the plant shelf, and so we did not move any plants around. They need to thaw. They need to thaw. So it is cold here, but we don't have the snow and whatever else you guys are getting in the rest of North America. So. But let me just go back to the actual live chat. How did I get here from there? Comments. There we go. Hang on. Okay. For whatever reason, it's not letting me go. It's not letting me go back to the live chat. So that is. I have to do something different. Okay. You know what? I guess I'm not going to go back to the live chat yet. We'll see if it lets me back there later. Show comments on stage. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. I'm back. It's being naughty to me tonight. So we've got, oh my goodness, Arkansas. We've got Candies, Jackson, snow and sleet for the past 2 days. I'm not sure how many inches, but thankfully you still have power and you're warm. You thank the Lord. That's good. I'm so glad that you still have those things. That is everything. Terry Hawk, who's actually Penny, that is snow. Before that, we got almost 2 inches of rain. Yeah, rain. We get a lot of rain here on the West Coast where I am. Peggy, my first live with you. Oh, welcome, Peggy. I'm glad that you are here. 15 inches of snow, Southwest Indiana. I don't like sardines. Lots of tuna and salmon here. Tuna and salmon will also get you through, a snowmageddon event or whatever is happening in your area. So it's good prep. Canned fish and canned meat of any kind. That's good prep food. We have Tiffany from Falcon, Colorado, 11 degrees and snowing. I have a cousin in Colorado. So Linda Flanagan, 2 inches of snow and ice, but didn't lose power so far. Supposed to be 8 tonight here in Texas. Oh my goodness, even in Texas, you're getting this kind of thing. My goodness. So Evelyn, Toronto, we are having a snowstorm. They say about 6 centimeters in Toronto. Yeah. Okay. Thunder Bay, Ontario. That is Iona, Maryland. Freezing for over a week. Horrid, minus 42 with the wind chill, except for work. Cabin fever, no dog walking, nothing, brutal. That sounds super cold. Pat's having their normal January weather of minus 35 Celsius. That is something, isn't it? Penny ate 3 cans of sardines yesterday. Oh, good for you. She had coffee and her stomach thought her throat was cut. Okay. Interesting. Now, did you feel scratchiness in your throat? I wonder, because I've had that with sardines a couple of times before. So interesting. Northern California, 51 degrees. Okay, that's pretty doable. And we have Tammy. Hi, Tammy. How's it going? You are in Peoria, Illinois. Cold all week. Snow yesterday. Stayed home to prep food. That's a good decision because you just never know. It could get worse. Patty is more accustomed to the West Coast. The water keeps everything just barely warm enough to not freeze. Yeah, that's how it is for me on the West Coast as well, even though I'm up, a little bit further north here in Canada. So we've got a few weather reports down here. I'm glad that those of you that were able to come, because you still have power, obviously you're here. So let's go back over and see what kind of questions we're getting. This question is from Candice. I have been carnivore for 2 years now. I just finished a 3-day egg fast. Is there any limit to how many eggs and butter can be eaten daily? No, actually, it is one of those things like the sardine challenge, and this is where this comes in handy because you get the rules in there and everything else. But like the sardine challenge, it is to your satiety. So most people would recommend a minimum of maybe 6 eggs and 6 tablespoons butter. Because 6 eggs will give you a minimum amount of protein. Like we want to make sure we're still getting enough protein. I seem to remember, I guess it depends on the size of your eggs. Where's my calculator? There it is. Oops. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. Okay. So if you eat 6 eggs, and I think there's 7 grams of protein, so that's still low, 42 grams. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're not like skimping on that. So eat. I always used to eat about 8 eggs, and even that's a little bit low on protein. But it is high fat because you're supposed to eat 1 tablespoon butter with each egg. And that if you eat an egg and a tablespoon of butter, and you do that, throughout the day, you're going to be eating at about 85% fat for the day. And that is going to keep you satiated. And it is that ratio that performs some of the metabolic benefits. It's a metabolic reset. So just like the sardine challenge, and I just want to put this out there to everybody. I'm talking to everybody else, not just Candice. The egg fast and the sardine challenge are not fast weight loss crash diets. That is not the intention. They are intended to give a metabolic reset. You will see lower glucose numbers. You will see higher ketones. That is the goal, to get your body fat adapted, get your body stop storing, fat. So that is the whole goal of those types of metabolic resets, and the egg fast is no exception. You can eat 12 eggs a day, 14 eggs a day, 12, 14 tablespoons of butter to go along with it, or equivalent fat. It doesn't have to be butter. It can be bacon grease. It can be tallow, whatever fat suits you and is clean. You don't want any seed oils. You want to just make sure that it is good animal fats. Okay, I hope that helps. That is all in the Egg Fast book. And here is another one. April, weight loss journey. When you first started your journey, were you counting calories as well? And also, did you do some type of fasting? Thank you. Well, we're getting some really good questions right out of the gate here tonight. So I did not count calories. I counted carbs in the beginning. That was the only thing I counted. I didn't even know how to count. I mean, I knew how to count calories if you get, those little calorie booklets or whatever, but this predates, this predates the online macro counters and all that. This is back when you had to buy the book. I started with Atkins, and Atkins recommended 20 grams of carbs or less. And that's how I started. And I had his book. I still have it here. Not fast enough, but here we go. Dr. Atkins. This is where I began my journey. And so his program was you ate all the meat you wanted, the fat that came with the meat. You could eat butter. 2 cups of vegetables a day, no more than 20 carbs in a day. And so I did exactly that. I counted those carbs. I had a little paper carb counting book. That's how long ago that was, and that was my first. This predates all of the handy tools we have today. So I never did count the calories. I didn't know how many calories I was eating, but I stuck to that, no more than 20 carbs per day. And back then there was no talk about net carbs, total carbs. I just looked up the vegetables in a carb counting book, and it gave me a number, and that's the number I used. And I don't know whether that was net or total. It was just not discussed. It was not a thing for a while after that, until a while after that. But that's what I did, and that worked fairly well, and until it didn't work, and then I had to be more mindful. I then morphed more into ketogenic, which ketogenic is moderate protein, high fat, and low carbs. And again, most people agree that it should be less than 20 less than 20 total carbs per day. I feel that net carbs is quite a trap. And so, you can go to the supermarket and you can get foods off the shelf that they say keto on them, and it'll have 50, 60 carbs per serving. And they do all this math to subtract the fiber and this, that, and the other thing so you end up with 5 carbs or 6 carbs or whatever it is. It's a trap. Your body doesn't know how to do those calculations. I fell for that for quite some time, and funny enough, that was when I really struggled with keto. I was eating those crappy foods because it said keto, and it said, oh, here's the bottom line. It's only 5 carbs. I can have 4 of these, whatever they were. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. What we want to do, whether we're doing low carb, keto, carnivore, wherever you are on the proper human diet spectrum, please try to stick to whole foods, single ingredients, no barcodes, no labels that have math you have to do, no labels that have 20 ingredients, most of which we can't pronounce, we don't know what they are. That is not what this way of eating is about. This way of eating is completely natural. When my parents were growing up, when my grandparents' farm, you go there to eat, and everything on the table, they grew, they processed themselves. So they grew vegetables, they picked them, they preserved them. They either froze them or canned them or whatever. Same with the fruits, same with the meat. They had their own pigs, their own chickens, their own cows, their own dairy. They did everything was based on the fruits of their own labor on the farm. And same with the rest of my family. Most of them are farmers from Alberta when they first came to Canada, and that is how they ate. That's how we're meant to eat. If you go back generations, that is what people did. And these packages and boxes and bags that have all the ingredients and are ultra processed, highly processed foods, this is where the obesity epidemic just really flourished, because your body doesn't recognize those things as being real food, and they are designed by scientists to make you want more, crave more, eat more, without ever getting full, without ever getting satisfied. But you take a steak, or you take some homemade sausage you made, from slaughtering your own pigs, or you take the fruit or the vegetables from your yard that you've frozen and canned or whatever. You have those things. you're eating real food. Your body recognizes it. It is satiating. It's good for you. You're getting the proper nutrition. You're on the proper human diet if that's what you're eating, and so you are bound to be successful, healthy, happy. That's what we want. So, proper human diet is meats and vegetables, and low toxic, low toxin vegetables is what I'm trying to say. I there's only about 4 or 5 vegetables that I actually can eat without issues. Most of them do cause me issues, and so that's why I'm carnivore. I stick to the meats. I might have a bite of something, vegetable or plant every now and then, but sticking to the meats is where it's at for me and the easiest for me to manage. And so that's what I do. But on the proper human diet, a lot of it is about what we're not eating. We're not eating sugars. We're not eating grains and flours, processed, ultra processed foods of any kind. We're not eating seed oils, like all those bottles of salad dressing and other, just a lot of packaged foods. If you look at the labels, they also have seed oils in them. Those are not good. Those stay in your body for 2 years before they clear out. They have a half-life of 2 years. And so even if you quit them today, it's still going to take 2 years to get them out of your system. So start today if you haven't already. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent or on that. So hopefully that was okay. But that's the type of thing we're talking about with proper human diet. I started my journey just with the carbs, and I didn't know all this back then. So I am guilty of eating some of those things, like I was saying, things labeled keto, and it did not get me anywhere. And I just eat whole foods now. I fasted for the first time, because second part of her question is, did you do some type of fasting? I spent the last 10, 12, 13 years afraid of fasting. I didn't want to hear about it. I was like, la, 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 I don't want to hear about fasting. No, don't tell me about fasting. I fasted for the first time really in earnest about a year ago. I did some intermittent fast. I started doing some intermittent fasting a couple of years ago. So that would be, you don't eat anything after your last meal of the day. So I'd have dinner, say at 6:00, and I would not eat anything until my first meal of the next day. So that's your basic intermittent fasting. You try to go that, start with 12 hours and then go up to 14, 16, 18. But you try to go that period of time, give your body has 2 benefits from intermittent fasting. One is that your digestion has a rest. Like you digest your food, then your body can go on to heal other things, because digestion takes up so many resources in your body. And if you're constantly digesting all day, every day, because you're eating every 2 hours, you're never going to heal all your issues. So that is benefit number 1 of intermittent fasting. Second major benefit is your insulin it lowers your insulin, and it eventually, if you are type 2 diabetic or you have blood sugar issues, pre-diabetic, this will be good for that too. So those are there's many more benefits, but those are the 2 major ones. And so I am now a fan of fasting, and I have, but this came late to me. So I would say anyone who is new, just start somewhere. And if all it is that you're just keeping yourself under 20 grams of carbs, that is an excellent start. I lost a lot of my first initial weight doing exactly that. And start there. Don't try to do all of the things your first week. People come in and they're like, I'm 10 days keto and I'm not losing weight, so should I start fasting? And they want to do everything all at once. These things take time. Just start slow with the carbs. Just reduce those carbs. Get rid of the processed foods. Get rid of the ultra processed foods. Just do these steps and proceed one step at a time, and you will get there. It's taken me a long time to get here, and I'm really glad that I'm here. And I hope that was helpful, and I didn't go off on too many tangents there. Sorry. Peggy, what has Peggy got for us? How did you keep your arms from getting so flabby during your weight adventure? I have lost 70 pounds and my legs and arms are so flabby doing some exercises. Well, yeah, so doing exercises obviously does help. I'm not the biggest exerciser. I do have a lot of loose skin still though, and flab. I mean, my arms are not so bad, and I'm grateful for that. But there is some there. You can see there's flab there. I prefer 3/4 length sleeves than I do to sleeveless, but I'm not completely ashamed to go out with no sleeves. I do it. My legs, on the other hand, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and I still have weight to lose. So some of it is fat, some of it is loose skin, which I'll probably have that forever. But being in ketosis, now I didn't know this at the time either. So I'm going to share. This is what I learned from Dr. Boz. I took her 21-day metabolic reset. Being in ketosis goes a long way to help with loose skin. And so that is one good reason to, if you think you are going to have that problem, a lot of weight to lose, and loose skin is going to be a problem for you. You want to wake up with some ketones in the morning, because then you have this thing called autophagy, and being in ketosis does help that along. Like you are getting some benefit from the ketones that is autophagic. I don't know how to say that word. So as well as fasting. Now fasting also, that is super for autophagy. And autophagy is basically a process that happens in your body where it recycles old cells. And that includes those fat cells the loose skin and those other, what do they call them? Sentient cells. I don't have the terminology right because I wasn't really prepared to go into this sort of detail about it. But there are definite benefits to loose skin through being in ketosis, doing that fasting. Start with the no eating between dinner and breakfast the next day, and extend it from there. And maybe once a month do a 48-hour fast, 36-hour fast. Those will really work on your loose skin through autophagy. So there's a couple of things that you can do. And I have also heard Dr. Boz say that if you're eating a lot, and I know some of you are going, I can't, but if you are eating a lot of sardines, that is going to help as well. And there is something magical about those sardines that it just seems to help with skin and hair and nails, everything, your well-being, your brain. So good for your brain. I can't say enough about sardines, which I guess is why I did the handbook. So these are up for grabs tonight. You can choose, just segueing into another plug for the giveaway, put handbook in the comments and you will get to choose one of these tonight if you win the giveaway. So one of them is all about sardines. So I hope that helps. Definitely exercise is not going to hurt and probably will help a bit. Congratulations on the 70 pounds, Peggy, by the way. That is not a small accomplishment, and just keep going. Just keep going with, introducing different things, learning different things about this. So thanks for your question. Penny, would alternating sardines and eggs be acceptable? Absolutely. I mean, they're both high in omega-3s. They're both good for you. I can't say enough about sardines. I can't say enough about eggs. I like them together. So, if you meld the egg fast with the sardine challenge together, you've got one heck of a metabolic reset. And in fact, a bunch of us together, we did do a combined sardine/egg fast, and we all got good results. We did a live stream to explain what we did. I think the live, if you go to my channel and you look under lives, or you put in the search bar sardine and egg, or put in omega, maybe omegas. I can't remember the exact keywords but it is in there where we talked about how to combine eggs and sardines together. We basically did, instead of a 3-day egg fast or a 3-day sardine fast, we combined them and did them together. And so the only rule was, if you're hungry, your choice is eggs and butter or sardines or both. Those are your choices. And so a lot of people, would do sardines at one meal, maybe eggs at another, or they would do both at all the meals. It's like up to you. So yeah, there's definitely benefits. Candies. I made your egg drop soup, egg fast muffins, and brown butter eggs during my egg fast. Excellent. They were all delicious. I plan on making the noodles tomorrow. It's, it can be kind of fun. Like there's a lot you can do with eggs and butter. You can make quite a number of things. And so yeah, have fun with it and good luck with it and enjoy. Let me see here. Crafty Mom, hi. I guess you're in the interior more, so you must be getting quite a bit of cold there too. But nice to see you here. You wear a smart ring. What does it tell you, and what brand is it? It is an Oura ring. And my favorite parts it tracks steps just like a Fitbit watch would do. And it gives a lot of information about my sleep, and that's one of my favorite things about it. It also attracts things like your resilience. There's some things you can do with it now. It had an upgrade, I guess, about a year or so ago. You can track heart rate during, like if you're about to exercise and you want to track your heart rate during that to make sure you're in zone 2, you can on your phone, there's a dashboard, you can set it to track your heart rate. You also can, it will calculate your cardiovascular age. So you can say, okay, I want to find out what my age is, or this is in the dashboard again. Track this walk. I'm going to walk my fastest for 6 minutes. That's its parameter. It wants you to walk at a brisk rate for, I think it's 6 minutes, or it might be 10. I can't remember. And it will monitor your vitals, and then it will come back and say you're 2 years older than your actual age, or you're 2 years younger than your actual, whatever it turns out to be. So it does stuff like that, which is cool. But the sleep is really important to me and I've come a long way with the sleep because of paying attention to this every night. And I have, set goals. I want to have at least an hour of deep sleep. I don't always make it. But sometimes I have an hour and a half of deep sleep and my score is much higher. You want to have, a couple hours of REM sleep. So, and you don't want to be laying in bed, tossing and turning. It knows everything. The other thing that happens sometimes is about 24 to 48 hours before I get sick, it knows I'm getting sick, and it'll warn me. It'll say something's not right. Monitor your symptoms. Is everything okay? And sure enough, a day or so later, I'm like, oh, I think I have a sore throat. Like, where did that come from? It somehow knew. So it is a smart ring. Now, all that said, what some people don't like about the Oura ring is that you have to pay a monthly fee I believe I'm in Canada, so for me it's different, but I believe it's $8.95 a month. There's more rings out there. When I got this, that was all there was. But now there are other types of rings that are also smart rings, and some of them do not require a monthly subscription. So, look around. I saw the last time I was at Costco in Canada, they were selling a smart ring there, and it's much cheaper than the Aura ring. And I do not know whether or not it required a subscription or not. But do your research, and you may find something quite decent out there for less money and no subscription. So yeah, look into it. I really like mine. I had trouble sleeping with the watch. I would blind myself in the night sometimes with the lights going in my eyes, and it was uncomfortable. And I got a rash from the strap, things like that. So the ring is more to my liking. So thanks for asking that. Okay, Zero Campy. I lost 40 pounds last year and gained most of it back. Now it seems carnivore doesn't work like it used to. What's your experience? So, I have heard people say that. I think sometimes it can feel harder the second time around, the third time around. And I don't know, but all I can tell you is that yes, I have had in this journey. It has not all been only downhill. In 2017, when my dad died, I gained 40 pounds of my weight back. And at that point, I had lost about 100 pounds, and I ended up gaining 40 of that back. And it was hard. I did struggle for a few months trying to get back on track. It just seemed, I honestly believe that most of this is there's a lot of mindset here. You got to work on your why. It wasn't until, and unfortunately I lost my dad, and it meant I had to, he was the buffer between the rest of the family and my mom, who we didn't know she had Alzheimer's, but once he was gone and he wasn't there to protect her interests, we all figured out, there's something wrong with mom here. And sure enough, I took her to the doctor, and he confirmed, yeah, she's got Alzheimer's. And that whole process and everything I went through to take care of her in her, her remaining years, and she was 100 pounds overweight. Everything that I learned during that time, everything I went through, everything she went through, there was some horrible days. There was so much loss of dignity for her. This all became my new why. This all became very close to my heart, very close to home. This is what made me go, no one's coming to rescue me. There is no magic potion. There is no magic pill. There are no magic macros. There is no magic diet. Nobody is coming to save me except for me. And when that realization hit, I don't know, that changed things for me. That is like, yeah, if it's to be, it's up to me. And here we go. And so not only did I lose that 40 pounds again, I lost an additional 40 and almost 50. And so, it just takes what it takes. And I don't know what that will be for you. I don't. But one thing I can say is just, I never gave up. Just don't give up. Even if you fall down 20 times, you got to get up 21 times and just keep doing it. Just keep trying, because something is going to click at some point to change things. And I feel for you. I know what it's like to have that happen. But before this way of eating, I had that experience over and over and over again with various, popular diets, crash diets, those sorts of things. I had lost a large amount of weight like that, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, and then immediately put it back on as soon as I, stopped Weight Watchers or stopped Jenny Craig or stopped whatever it was I was doing, came right back on. But I didn't learn anything with any of those. It was just restriction, calories in, calories out. It was all that. This is the first time, doing low carb and keto and carnivore, proper human diet thinking. This is the first time I've realized this is about health. You have to heal your body in order for your body to understand that it's got to lose weight. And so if you pay attention to all of the health signals, what I call the 4 pillars of health, if you pay attention to your sleep and your stress level and your nutrition from a health standpoint, not from a crash diet weight loss standpoint, and you pay attention to your movement, those four main things, those are what is going to set you up for long-term success and to be going along a journey of optimal health rather than how much weight can I lose in the next 30 days. That mindset is really important to try to get to that. I hope that made some sense for somebody out there. Okay, Bonnie, coming to the rescue again. Zombie cells, I don't know how to, senescent cells, zombie cells, which are old damaged cells that no longer function properly. They hang out in our body. And when we fast, after, I think it's after about the 24-hour mark, if you can do a 36-hour fast, 48 hours, that is when that all gets cleared out. And it's so healing to your mitochondria to be doing that. So thank you for putting up the handbook again, because this is just a reminder to you that we are giving away a handbook tonight at the end of the hour. We have about 20 minutes left. Ooh, I've been talking a lot tonight. Hey, Jason, just Jason Keto. I hope you're staying warm back there. I know you're kind of back there where it can get cold. Jamie Greer received a gift from Just Jason Keto, a ketogenic woman membership gift. Anne Abels, 6680. Do you still make El Reuteri or any other yogurt? Does it help your gut? I just got a yogurt maker and enjoy making regular yogurt. Yeah. So I'm on Lion Diet right now, so I haven't made it this month. But on occasion I make it. When I was at my son's this past weekend, he makes it regularly as well, and he had made sure he knew I was coming, and so he made it a 36-hour batch to be ready when I was there. I did have some, because I felt like I wanted to, because he had gone to that trouble, and that was great, and so I'm okay with it. I lived with it. I did break Lion Diet yesterday for sure. That's fine. I haven't even given you, wow, this hour's going fast. I haven't even given you my Lion Diet update. You guys might have to wait till next week when Jenny and I are here. But anyways, so I believe it's very beneficial. And I think that if you are having digestive issues, there are a number of things to try. And that was one of the many things that I tried. So I'm going to list the number of things that have worked for me. And one was apple cider vinegar and water. I still drink that, at least a glass a day with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. It's just part of what I have. I see it as medicine, and it does help my digestion issues. Just for some context and background, for those that don't know, I was on a acid reflux prescription for over 15 years. And I have not been on that prescription for about the last 3 years. So I did wean myself off, and it's a horrible medication to get off. It's not easy. There was constant burning and stuff. So apple cider vinegar in water, making sure that my last meal of the day is 5 hours before I go to bed. if it's less than that, I'm bound to suffer, during the night. So yeah, a 5 hour gap. So this is where the intermittent fasting comes in handy. I eat my dinner earlier than most people would, and I'm not having anything in my mouth or my stomach until the next day, and that is a good way to heal your gut. Meat stock. Going to meat stock, you might get some ideas there, but I'm talking about drinking meat stock. Having that bone broth is also, a lot of people drink bone broth and they focus on bone broth. But if you have actual gut issues, meat stock is your better bet. It is easier on your stomach. It is soothing. It's helpful. Read Dr. Natasha Campbell's books. It is very helpful for sealing the gut lining. So that's another one. The L-Reuteri yogurt, of course, is another one. There are some people that, that's all they did, and that healed whatever issues that they had. It's good for SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, that kind of thing. The other one is fasting. So here we go, talk about fasting again. When you fast past the 24-hour mark, it's at about the 24-hour mark that your body will start to heal your gut. So there's just so many benefits to fasting. As long as you don't overdo it, don't do it when you're new. You got to be ready for it. Yes, it took me 12, 13 years to get ready for it, but then when I was. So there you go. You don't need to rush into it. Those are the things I can think of. There may be other things that I have forgotten, but those are the main ones for me. Those worked for me, all of those together. Okay, Zero Campy, thanks for the replay about apple cider vinegar. Morning, after meals, doesn't matter. I just do it usually in the afternoon before my last meal of the day. Some people say I think this is a personal thing and you might just want to try, but some people like to do it before they go to bed. And that kind of makes some sense because a lot of people have acid reflux at night. And that has maybe to do with their sleeping position or whatever. So maybe that helps. So the other thing about apple cider vinegar is it seems counterintuitive because it's acidic and people are going, oh, I've got acid reflux and you want me to drink this acidic thing. A lot of times acid reflux is about low stomach acid. And because of that prescription that I was on for all those years, I feel my stomach acid is very low. And at first, when I went carnivore, it was very difficult for me to, metabolize and digest the fatty meats and that kind of thing, because I was used to having a pill to help me do that. And to do it on my own speed was another story. And so it did take time. It took 2, 3, I would say even now I'm not 100%. But I'm in the 90s somewhere. Every now and then I still do have a bout of it. And it may take another couple of years. It may take some more fasting. It may, I don't know what it'll take, but it is a slow healing process, or it has been for me. And, but on the other hand, I've heard other people say, oh, as soon as I went keto, all my acid reflux just disappeared just within 30 days. Same with carnivore. So you might be that success story. I don't know. But it's everybody is different, and just keep trying these different things, keep learning new things, and you're bound to pick up a tip from somebody. And I wish you well in that, because I know how hard this one is. So thanks for that question. Does the apple cider vinegar take the place of the antacid? Because I would think that. So that was just what we were talking about. It does seem very counterintuitive, doesn't it? It's not actually taking the place of the antacid. The antacid is covering up a symptom. It's the antacid. When you take the Tums, or I was on Nexium, 40 milligrams. When you take that, that is actually trying to solve the problem of, you're not able to digest the fat or the meat or whatever it is you're eating, and you get that acid reflux. The antacids or the protein pump inhibitors are dealing with that. They're not dealing with the root cause, which is making sure you have the proper microbiome and the proper amount of acid in your stomach to to properly digest the food on your own. In fact, when being on that medication for all those years pretty much destroyed, my gut and my gut lining and everything else. So it does make sense that it can take a few years to build that up again. And, I'm going to keep working on it. But it does. So that said, drinking that apple cider vinegar does help give you some acid in your stomach so that you can digest the food you're about to eat at dinner time. And I guess that was my logic for having the drink in the afternoon sometime. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, so I think that was the last question. We are at 10 minutes. So please remember, we are giving away we're giving away one of these two booklets. You get to pick. If you are the winner, you get to pick which one you want. Keto Egg Fast, Mix and Match Menu Book, and the Sardine Challenge, which also contains the Omega Monday Challenge, which is something that we practice in my groups and on my YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to spend Mondays to call, or any other day of the week. I get up Monday morning and I think to myself, it's Omega Monday. What kind of seafood am I having today? And I try to focus on SMASH, the acronym SMASH: sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, and herring. So those are the 5 oily fish that have those wonderful properties of a fatty, oily fish that is going to help your skin, your hair, your brain, inflammation, anything like that. Those are the fish you want to focus on. Those are the fish that we eat on Omega Monday. And you can even just eat one meal of fish on Omega Monday and do what you want the other meals. And that is a start. And sometimes I have all fish on Omega Monday. Sometimes I don't. Lamb, if you're on lion diet though, lamb is a good choice for Omega Monday because lamb has a good amount of omega-3. So there we go. I'm going to answer another question, and then we're going to run the raffle to see who the winner is tonight. Tidy Whitey, is the Egg Fast ice cream recipe in your Egg Fast handbook? I can't remember. It might not be, but it is. There is a printable recipe card for that on my channel, or not on my channel, on my website. And so you can actually just, I don't think the ice cream recipe is in here. But it literally is 3 ingredients. And since I know who you are, I will share that with you offline later. But for the rest of you, it is on my website, ketogenicwoman.com. If you put in the search bar, Egg Fast Ice Cream, you will be able to print out a copy of the recipe for Egg Fast ice cream. It's super simple, super delicious. And when you look at the ingredients, you're going to go, no, this can't work, but it does. It does. Okay, let's run. So your last chance to put handbook in the comments to win one of the books. So let's take a look where we're at and run that. We've got 98 people in the draw. So good luck. Let's see who it's going to be. Who is it going to be? Debbie Hodge, 3284. Let me just make a note of that. Debbie Hodge, congratulations. 3284. So Debbie, what I need you to do is send me an email at ketogenicwoman@gmail.com. I need your address, your whole contact details, so that I can order whichever. Oh, and let me know whether you want the Egg Fast book or the Sardine Challenge book, and I will send you the one that you want. and it'll come from Amazon. So yeah, just let me know that information, and it'll be with you shortly. So congratulations. Okay, so I am just gonna head over to the live chat. We still have a few minutes left. Oh, Yvonne, you got half an inch of ice everywhere. You still have your power. Most of the county has been without since yesterday morning. Oh, you're lucky. So that is good. What else have we got here? Jane from New Zealand. Hey, Jane, you guys are having summer storms. Community cut off from lots of slips. Okay, there is weather stuff happening everywhere. Cape Breton Island, -27, a blizzard on the way. Yes, you are in that area where they get those big Atlantic storms. Yeah, so Chris, tidy whitey, with the frigid weather, my body will hold on to the last 12 pounds I want to lose. Well, it might go, oh, we need you to stay warm here for another month or so. Yeah, you know, weather can and does, you know, play havoc with us sometimes. So yes, very cold. Let me see here. School is canceled tomorrow where Lynn is. Hello, Lynn. And you're in Alabama. What do the dogs do about the RR? What do the dogs do? My mind is mush. I cannot, I'm not quite sure what the RR is. RR. Okay. School is canceled all over Kansas because of the cold. Oh, Yvonne is day 25 of Lion and is down 14 pounds. Excellent. She had a couple of spoonfuls of keto chili during cooking. I was amazed, but I was happy with those 2 spoons and didn't want a bowl. Good for you, Yvonne. You've done really well with this. I'm so proud of you. Iona is eating lots out of their freezer: ground beef, canned tuna with mayo, scrambled eggs and cheese, your chicken crust pizza. Yes, I'm actually got to make that in the next couple weeks because it's in the cookbook. So I'm gonna have to. I haven't had that in forever, but I do like that pizza. So yeah, a lot of people are finding it very cold. And Wisconsin, -2 Fahrenheit, which is -18 Celsius. No snow, but that is cold. That is very cold. Okay. So let me just look to see. I'm just looking to see if there's any questions that I missed. No, I got that one. Just to see how we are doing here before we break. Okay, well, you know, it seems that I have I've gotten the questions. Lynn says she peeled 20 eggs for the week, pickled in jalapeno juice. I never eat that many, 3 total at most. I don't do the food fast because I do 72-hour water fasts each week. So yeah, there are a lot of people who do that on the regular, and they are happy with that. Someone after my own heart, D. Lee, he really knew what he was talking about. Atkins, the original, for sure. I just, yeah, that is really good. I think he was definitely a pioneer in this whole thing. I wish he was still around today. Okay. So I think we're going to then, since no new questions have come in that I can see, and we're close enough. Congratulations to Debbie Hodge for winning the handbook. You just let me know which one you want. And we will see you guys. Now, don't forget, next week, Jenny Middich is going to be here, the fabulous Jenny Middich. We're going to do the whole thing will be about how we did on Lion Diet, where we're going to go to next, all that kind of stuff. Basically, both of us updating. And then I will be on her channel the following Tuesday. So you can, I mean, we always have different, it's not a repetition because we have different questions that come in from, her audience, my audience. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So see you guys next week. Thank you so much for coming. Stay warm, stay safe. I want to see you guys all here next week. Love you. Bye.